With no confirmed release date for Fallout 5 and my addiction growing stronger by the day, I decided to seek out new ways of filling my emptiness with lore and stories of characters in the wasteland. I'm sure you've all seen the news of ChatGPT and what it's capable of. I figured what better thing to do than combine this new technology with my favorite thing of all time. So, I asked ChatGPT to create 5 new characters for Fallout 5. All characters will be in the following format: appearance, background, skills, personality, and quests. Also, in line with the whole theme of this video, the images of characters being displayed on the screen were also created with AI. In fact, almost everything in this video is created by AI. I've attempted to recreate some of the characters with the limited customization that Fallout 4 gives me also, just to give you guys a better representation of how they would look. So let's jump right into our first character, Marley the Merciful. Marley is a tall, muscular and imposing woman with broad shoulders, toned arms and a shaved head. Her skin is tanned and weathered from years of surviving in the harsh wasteland. Think of Jada Smith, but a bit more burly.
Keep my wife's name out your f***ing mouth!
Marley has several tattoos covering her arms and chest, including a large design of a dragon on her right bicep. She wears a black leather vest with various pockets and patches, along with dark cargo pants and combat boots. Marley is really the exact character you imagine when someone says Wasteland Mercenary. Marley carries a large machete at her side, which she's customized with sharpened edges and a serrated blade for maximum effectiveness. Marley was born into a raider gang called the Steel Vipers, which roamed the wasteland terrorizing small settlements and caravans. As a child, Marley was trained in combat and survival skills, and quickly rose through the ranks of the gang due to her natural talent and fierce determination. However, as she grew older and witnessed the brutality of the gang's actions, Marley began to question the morality of her own actions. After a particularly brutal raid on a peaceful settlement, Marley decided to leave the gang and strike out on her own, seeking redemption for her past deeds. You know, between the Rad Scorpions, Deathclaws, and Yao guys of the Fallout universe, there are a lot of scary creatures. But I'd sooner take on one of them with my hands tied behind my back than Marley at the moment. Marley is an expert in hand-to-hand combat, having trained extensively in martial arts and close-quarters combat. She's also highly skilled with melee weapons, particularly her customized machete which she wields with deadly precision. Marley is also an accomplished hunter and tracker, able to survive in the wilderness for long periods of time. In addition to her combat skills, Marley is also a talented negotiator and mediator, often using her charisma and persuasive skills to defuse tense situations and broker peace between warring factions. Marley will beat the shit out of you for looking at her funny, but only after she attempts to de-escalate the situation. A true wasteland hero. If talking doesn't work, blow their heads off. Marley has a complex personality, driven by a deep sense of guilt over her past actions and a desire to make amends. She's fiercely independent and values her freedom above all else, often taking on dangerous missions alone rather than relying on others. Marley has a strong sense of justice and fairness and will go to great lengths to protect the innocent and vulnerable in the wasteland. Despite her tough exterior, Marley is deeply compassionate and empathetic, often sparing the lives of her enemies whenever possible. She also has a wry sense of humour and a quick wit, which she uses to defuse tense situations and lighten the mood. Strong, independent, funny woman. I feared Marley at the start, but things are changing. Marley's quest would revolve around her search for redemption and her desire to help others in the wasteland. For example, she might be tasked with negotiating a peace treaty between two warring factions, protecting a settlement from raiders or mutated creatures, or rescuing a kidnapped survivor from a dangerous gang. Throughout her quests, players would have the opportunity to see Marley's compassionate side as well as her fierce determination in combat. The choices players make during Marley's quests would also have a significant impact on her character arc, as she grapples with the morality of her actions and struggles to find her place in this post-apocalyptic world. I enjoy what the AI has created here. A backstory, character progression, all the good stuff. If the writing for this character's dialogue was done correctly, and if the story was elaborated on, Marley would be a pretty cool character. Remember, not all of these characters have to be companions. Marley could simply be a random NPC you encounter in the Fallout 5 world. It might be a cool idea to elaborate on a specific character in a future video. A character that you guys enjoy the most, so let me know down below as I go through the list who your favorite is. Now, Marley might be fighting with her past and grappling with the morality of her actions, but if you don't hit that subscribe button down below, then I'll have to send her your way. This AI says that she's a talented negotiator and mediator, but that's only because of her custom serrated machete. Up next, we have Dax the Digger. Dax is a wiry, scrappy man with short, dirty blonde hair and a scruffy beard. He wears a brown leather jacket over a red plaid shirt with dark jeans and worn work boots. Dax carries a shovel on his back, which he's modified with razor-sharp edges and spikes for use as a deadly melee weapon, just like something straight out of The Walking Dead. Dax was born and raised in a small settlement on the outskirts of a major city. His parents were both farmers, and Dax grew up learning the value of hard work and resourcefulness. However, when he was a teenager, a gang of raiders attacked his settlement, killing his parents and leaving Dax with a deep hatred for anyone who preys on the innocent. Kinda like a post-apocalyptic Batman, who uses a shovel as opposed to batarangs. Since then, Dax has become a scavenger and a digger, scouring the wasteland for resources and digging up buried caches of supplies. Dax is an expert in scavenging and resource management, able to find and repurpose even the most unlikely materials for survival. He's also skilled in melee combat, particularly with his modified shovel, which he can use to both bludgeon and impale his enemies. Okay, maybe he isn't like Batman. Dax is also a skilled negotiator and strategist, able to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents even in the toughest situations. Dax is a gruff and pragmatic individual with a sharp wit and a no-nonsense attitude. He's fiercely independent and self-reliant, and often prefers to work alone rather than with others. However, he has a deep sense of loyalty to those he considers his friends and will go to great lengths to protect them. Despite his rough exterior, Dax has a soft spot for children and animals and will often go out of his way to help them. This AI sure does enjoy creating characters with rough exteriors that are soft and caring on the inside. Dax's quest would revolve around his search for resources and his desire to protect the innocent from raiders and other dangerous factions. For example, he might be tasked with locating a rare type of plant that can cure deadly disease, or rescuing a group of settlers from a raider attack. All I can think of is Dax going around Skyrim collecting Nirnroot now. Throughout his quests, players would have the opportunity to see Dax's resourcefulness and combat skills in action, as well as his softer side when he interacts with children or animals. The choices players make during Dax's quests would have a significant impact on his character development, as he grapples with the balance between self-preservation and loyalty to his friends. You know, I can see Dax's quests being pretty unique. He could even be a starter NPC that teaches you the basics of looting, scavenging, and crafting in the Fallout 5 world. Snippets of his past left around on notes in the workshop or garage. Shovels aren't really a thing in Fallout, so I used an axe for my character on screen instead. Albeit, if Fallout 5 gave you the ability to turn anything into a weapon, I'd have so many challenge videos. Our third AI created character is Ada the Tinkerer. Ada is a young woman with a lean, athletic build and short cropped brown hair. She wears a leather jumpsuit with various tools and gadgets strapped to her belt, including a customized laser pistol and a handheld device for hacking computer systems. Ada's most striking feature is her cybernetic arm, which she designed and built herself. The arm is made of sleek black metal and is capable of performing a wide range of functions, from hacking into security systems to lifting heavy objects. Just think of Jensen from Deus Ex, but in Fallout. Unfortunately, I couldn't manipulate the AI to have her cybernetic arm along with all the other features, so you guys are just going to have to imagine it. Ada was born into a family of scientists and engineers who were part of a pre-war research facility. When the bombs fell, Ada's family was among the lucky few who managed to escape to a vault. However, the conditions inside the vault were harsh, and Ada's family struggled to adapt to their new life underground. In order to cope, Ada began tinkering with the vault technology, using her natural aptitude for engineering to make improvements and modifications. As she grew older, Ada became more and more fascinated with the technology of the wasteland, and eventually left the vault to explore and tinker with the outside world. Ada is a skilled engineer and tinkerer, capable of designing and building a wide range of gadgets and machines. She is particularly adept at hacking into computer systems and security networks, and can often find hidden information or access codes that others cannot. Ada's cybernetic arm gives her a unique advantage in combat, allowing her to quickly switch between ranged and melee attacks. In addition, Ada is a proficient marksman, able to make precise shots with her customized laser pistol. Ada is a confident and ambitious individual, with a passion for tinkering and a thirst for knowledge. She isn't afraid to take risks or try new things, and is always looking for ways to push the limits of what is possible. Ada can come across as aloof or distant to others, but this is largely because she is focused on her work. She does have a sense of humor, however, and can be playful with those she considers friends. Ada is also fiercely independent and values her freedom and autonomy above all else. Ada's quests would revolve around her search for a new technology and her desire to improve and upgrade existing systems. For example, she might be tasked with repairing a damaged robot or hacking into a high security facility to steal valuable data. Throughout her quests, players would have the opportunity to see Ada's creativity and ingenuity in action, as well as her combat skills and proficiency with technology. The choices players make during Ada's quest would also have a significant impact on her character development, as she grapples with the moral implications of the technology she creates and the risks she takes to acquire it. This AI really likes morals, ethics, and grappling. If the AI was able to describe Ada more, and some of you modders out there were able to turn her into a real companion or a character in the game, I'd argue that she would be among the best. I appreciate that the AI sets a pretty basic background and character personality, but once developed on, I think she could be pretty unique. Coming in at number 4, we have Marcus the Mercenary. Marcus is a tall, muscular man with short, curly black hair and a thick beard. He wears a set of black combat armor with various pouches and pockets attached for carrying ammunition and supplies. Marcus carries a large, customized hunting rifle on his back, along with a machete and a set of throwing knives. He has a large scar running down the left side of his face, which he earned during a battle with raiders. Just like my scar, except my story isn't as cool as getting sliced by raiders in the wasteland. Marcus grew up in a small town on the outskirts of a major city and enlisted in the local militia at a young age. However, he quickly grew disillusioned with the militia's corruption and incompetence and left to become a mercenary. Marcus has worked for a variety of clients over the years, including both major factions and small settlements. He has a reputation as a skilled marksman and a tough negotiator, and is known for always getting the job done, no matter the cost. Marcus is a highly skilled marksman, able to make accurate shots from long distances with his hunting rifle. He's also proficient in close quarters combat, using his machete and throwing knives to take down enemies at close range. Marcus is a tough negotiator, able to convince even the most stubborn of clients to see things his way. He's also skilled in survival, able to track and hunt his own food and water in the wasteland. Marcus is a no-nonsense, pragmatic individual with a fierce determination to survive in the harsh wasteland. He's not one to mince words and can come across as blunt or even rude to those who don't know him well. However, Marcus is loyal to those who earn his respect and will go to great lengths to protect his friends and allies. Despite his tough exterior, Marcus has a soft spot for children and the elderly and will often go out of his way to help them. Sounding a lot like Dax at the moment, but stronger and tougher. Marcus's quest would revolve around his work as a mercenary and the difficult moral choices that come with it. For example, he might be tasked with escorting a valuable package across dangerous territory, or eliminating a rival mercenary group that's encroaching on his client's territory. Throughout his quests, players would have the opportunity to see Marcus's combat skills in action, as well as his negotiation tactics and survival skills. The choices players make during Marcus's quests would also have a significant impact on his character development, as he grapples with the morality of his work and the toll it takes on his soul. Yep, it's been confirmed this AI has a morality and grappling fetish. One thing I like about the AI is that it created all of these characters so uniquely that you could almost have a class system in the next Fallout. I wouldn't necessarily like a class system because I prefer complete customization, but it would be cool to start your story with a base character, each of which have their own background, personality, and so on. From there, you'd be able to fully customize the character the way that you want it. Speaking of full customization, what's your normal go-to when creating a new Fallout character? Do you just randomize and leave it at that? Do you spend hours creating them and getting them completely perfect? Or do you just choose a preset you like and go from there? Let me know down below in the comments, I'm curious. Also, if you're enjoying this video so far, why not drop a sub down below too, so you get updated on whether my AI predictions are correct or not. Our final character for this episode, coming in at number 5, is Violetta, Violet Blackwell. Dr. Blackwell is a middle-aged woman with a short salt and pepper hair and piercing green eyes. She wears a lab coat over her Vault-Tec jumpsuit and carries a small medical kit on her belt. Her face is heavily scarred with one eye milky white from a previous injury. Despite her scars, she exudes a confident, no-nonsense demeanor. Dr. Blackwell was born and raised in Vault 76, where her parents worked as medical professionals. Violet inherited their passion for medicine and became a skilled physician herself. However, when the vault opened, she was dismayed to discover that the outside world was not as advanced as she had hoped. She has since dedicated her life to advancing medical science in the wasteland, traveling from settlement to share her knowledge and skills. I'm not sure if the AI looked into what each of these vault's experiments were during the creation of each character, but if they did, then Violet's past would be plausible since Vault 76 was a control vault. Dr. Blackwell is an expert in medical science, able to diagnose and treat a wide range of illnesses and injuries. She's also skilled in chemistry, able to create a variety of drugs and stimulants to help her patients. In addition, Dr. Blackwell is a master at persuasion, able to convince even the most skeptical patients to trust her medical expertise. Dr. Blackwell is a stern but compassionate individual deeply committed to helping those in need. She has little patience for those who refuse to take care of themselves, but will go to great lengths to help those who are genuinely sick or injured. Dr. Blackwell's tough exterior belies a deep sense of empathy for her patients, and she often finds herself emotionally invested in their well-being. Dr. Blackwell's quest would revolve around her attempts to find a cure for a particularly deadly illness that is ravaging the wasteland. The player would accompany her on a journey across the wasteland to gather the necessary ingredients and equipment for her research, all while dealing with hostile raiders and mutated creatures. Along the way, the player would encounter various settlements and individuals affected by the illness, each with their own unique challenges and obstacles. The player's choices would have a significant impact on the outcome of the quest, as well as on Dr. Blackwell's own character development. Funny enough, the AI did not mention ethics, morals, or anything to do with grappling. And you never know, maybe Violet and Dax even meet up and destroy Skyrim's stupid Nirn route once and for all. I find it absolutely crazy how detailed an AI can make specific characters. Sure, there are certain features of those characters that have been done before, or quests that might seem pretty boring to start with, but I think if I gave the AI more instructions, it could go extremely in-depth. I hope you all enjoyed this video brought to you by the powers of AI. Now, although this AI wrote most of the script for me, I still had a lot of footage gathering and editing to do afterwards, so if you enjoyed this video, why not hit that subscribe button down below. Drop me some comments down below too of the kind of characters you would like to see in the future Fallout games. It doesn't have to be as detailed as the AI is given, but if it piques my interest, I'll definitely feature them in a new video. Thank you all very much for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed. Until next time.